So this is part 2. So now we're gonna do like this. It looks kind of iffy, the hand, but this is a perfect hand as well. It also depends on how. I mean, we're playing against a bot, but if things get ash and stuff like that. But you can always play around stuff here. So same thing again. You always start off with the water. Always like this. Well, you always start off with the water. It's also really great because you kind of test the water on this. Kind of funny, put your feet on the water on this. But because water effect, if you activate, they'll usually ash that. Then from here, if you normal summon this, they'll always ogre the spell card. They'll always ogre this. Because, I mean, you plus a lot from this, so obviously you're always going to get that. If they don't ogre that, then you're kind of fine on the ash, and you're also fine on the ogre. Unless they're really good, then you just have an imperm. That's the only thing you have to deal with. But you don't have to worry about it here at this moment because you have the fusion destiny. So we're gonna be a little bit extra crazy. So usually you're supposed to have the wandering, but because you don't have an extra level 3, you get the water again. And then from here, same thing. You just discard, active effect. Now you get to special summon the water because you control a token. Not just a token, but like a Brave Engine token. And then from here, we're gonna go to the PA part of this. Active effect. If I can find you. Then you get special summon sir. Then from here, then you activate sir again to summon. Now here, this, if you do not have an extender, you do not link off the token and the Cherubini. This is because if you get Imperm here, you're kind of screwed. Assuming you don't have Fusion Destiny, you're kind of screwed because you cannot activate the scales unless you have another PK and Grave. And then the only way you could do that is if you activate this, the Rusty. But because I know I have Fusion Destiny and they didn't ash me initially, I'm fine with it. So here I'm gonna go Dagda. The reason why I'm gonna go Dagda here is because they're forced to activate something here. If they don't activate anything here, I'm able to trigger Dagda. So he didn't activate anything. So now I can activate Dagda. The reason why I do this is just because if they negate it, they're forced to negate it, and as well that I don't have to worry about triggering anything anymore. And I can also link this off to like an Appaloosa or stuff like that, which I might do. I'm a little crazy right now. So what you always send if you have Rusty and haven't used any PK effects yet, you always send Cloak. The reason why you send Cloak, well, you send Cloak and you set a card. You always set a Fogblade. Because if things go bad, you always depend on the traps. A lot of people think that PKs are good because of the monsters, but they're good because of their traps. That's the thing that makes them grind a lot. Now, you always send Cloak because from here, you get to add Boots. Boots is a great card on Resolution. Obviously, you summon this. Boots is a great card because you could just special summon it when you control PK. And from there, you could just go off with a whole chain link here. And then from here, you always use the effect of Thorn Skills. Here, depending on the grave, not because I know that if we don't have any extenders or anything like that, you can send a droplet. You really don't need the droplet. It's not like, I mean, you're going to see the board that we end up with. So same thing as always, we send the Hansies. From here, special. And the same thing again, we're going to recycle our cards. We got 2. Always send the boots because we're going to need the boots later on, just in case things go wrong. From here, you always summon the cloak. In this scenario here, you're not going to do the same thing, go to Vertic, because you already have the Fusion Destiny. You don't have to do that much. Instead, you just activate the effect of Cloak, make it gain your 800, and you can go Appaloosa. This is why I didn't send out the droplet, because you're not going to need it. From here, activate the effect of the trap. Boots, which is, I just get a trap. And from here, you always get these, the Fog Blades. They're an extra Phoenix chain. Lastly, you send gloves to grave, and then you send this trap. The reason why you send this trap, if things go really bad, let's just say you're Rusty, which is here, and everything else goes to grave, you could use the effect of this trap to special summon back your Rusty, and then you go to special summon back, where are you? No, I do not want to activate that. You can summon back your skills. So you summon first Rusty, and then you summon back your skills, and that's their end of their turn. From your turn, you have Dasher to special summon whatever you draw into. You have the Enforcer that comes back, and you're able to draw 2. Plus, you have Cloak that you return back for more resources and stuff like that. So that's why you usually do that. As well, you have an extra special summon, the Fog Blade. The Fog Blade and the Wings are what like help you grind out when you're special summoning. From here, Fusion Destiny. So this is a better board. It's a lot harder to actually stop this because they're forced to droplet you. If they're not gonna droplet, every single time they activate something, Apaloosa, Apaloosa, Apaloosa. They try to attack it, you use the Fog Blade, and then if they try to droplet, they're forced to use the trap. But most decks don't run traps anymore. So the moment that they droplet you, you chain the Fog Blade, and then after that, you chain the Enforcer, and then you pop your Scythe, and then from there, Resolution, obviously they're gonna negate stuff, and then you Scythe them. They can't droplet twice, and then they would have had an End Pyramid, they droplet you, you know? So you still win from there. And then if things still go bad, you still have an extra Fog Blade and an Ash. And from there, it's going to be hard because they had to droplet for 2. And then from there, they had to go over an Ash. They're going to have to go over an extra Fog Blade. And then the Scythe, let's just say they used the Cowboy Grip for that. They used 3 cards, and then they had 3 cards extra. There's a Fog Blade and an Ash. The other 3 cards have to be really, really busted to go over that. And then even after all that, you still have a Wings, and you still have a Trap that will be sent to Graveyard to be special summon anything back. So you just go off from all of this. So this is like the combo line number 2, which is a lot better. Like from here, it's like more guaranteed that you're gonna win.